Hello students, in this class we will discuss about the loss components as well as efficiency of three-phase induction motor. So before entering into the topic, first we will discuss how the power transformation is possible from input to output. Generally in three-phase, this is our three-phase induction motor. So in this three-phase induction motor consisting of the stator as well as the rotor. For example, this is the rotor and it is the stator. So three-phase winding. This is the stator generally. So generally we are giving the induction motor. We are giving the input as the electric power. We have to give the input is electric power. That electrical power finally transferred as mechanical power. Finally that will be transferred as mechanical power. So in this process, how this given electrical power is converted into the mechanical power. First, given motor input is given. First, the power input is given to the stator and power is entering into the stator has some loss. After that some loss, the power again entering into the rotor. So stator, it is a machine. Stator consisting of the made with the core and copper. So stator has iron losses and copper losses. Copper losses means stator made with the windings, that's why it consisting of the copper losses, and stator have the core, and due to that core flux have some losses, iron losses. After the loss, the power will be entering into the rotor. The entering power will be given as input to the rotor. So this is the input to the rotor. After that, after entering into this, rotor are also having windings as well as core. Rotor consisting of the windings as well as plus core. But core losses depends on the frequency, but the frequency induced in the core is slip times. It is very low. Why? Slip value is 0.02 to 0.08, very less. That's why core loss is removed. Just only the reason is rotor core loss equal to 0. This is rotor core loss is equal to only it consisting of the rotor copper loss is represented. And after that, the mechanical power is developed here. And directly mechanical power is given to the output or not? No, it is not possible. The mechanical power in order to supply the load. For example, this is the load is supplied by the induction motor. For example, this is the load supplied by the induction motor. So before entering into it, there is a coupling connection is there. So whenever the coupling connection is there, automatically, so due to the wind and frictional, some loss will be possible, and the remaining output will be produced. Remaining power will be entering into this mechanical power. Then that will be low. So that's why after the mechanical power developed, it consisting of the windage and frictional losses. As well as frictional losses. Windage means, so due to the air effect, some of the power will be lost. If it is rotates like this and air is reverse position, then it requires more power. That's why some loss of the power will be possible. This is called windage loss, frictional loss. Whenever coupling is there, there is a friction between the rotor and the shaft. That's why we have windage and frictional loss. And the final output is given to the motor output. The motor output is given to the load. So initially we are giving the motor input, but this motor input must be compensate the stator copper loss and rotor copper loss and windage and frictional loss. The final remaining power will be given to the output of the motor. Output of the motor. This is the procedure whenever we are giving the input to the motor, and the amount of output will be entering into the shaft. So by using this we can divide the losses of the three-phase induction motors are two types. The losses are two types. First loss is the constant loss or fixed loss. First loss is the constant loss, another name is the fixed loss. The second loss is the variable loss. This may be varied. The first loss is constant loss. Name itself, these are constant. These losses is constants, fixed with any load condition. The load variation is, it doesn't depends on the load variation. If the load increases or decreases, there is no change in the thing. For example, this is the motor shaft is connected to some load. Sometimes it requires more power. For example, first case it requires the more power. Second case it requires the less power. Third case it requires the again the less power. So any case, load is any change, but loss is fixed. Loss is constant. What is the reason? Power increases, automatically current value increases, but voltage and frequency both are constant. Current value increases. That's why these are constant. So due to this voltage and frequency, the induced loss is called as the constant loss. Constant loss. Understand? So in our transformers as well as induction motors, both hysteresis and eddy current losses are called as the constant losses. So that's why these are the constant losses, and any load variation means load increases means here current value increases or decreases. Current value increases as well as decreases. So current value increment and decrement doesn't decide these losses. So what are the losses involved in the load? The first loss is iron loss or core loss. We already discussed about this iron loss and core loss transformer. The same thing we are used here. In the three-phase induction machines also, the same principle is applicable. Next, B, mechanical losses. Mechanical losses also constant. There is no change actually. And brush and frictional losses. Brush and frictional losses also very constant. It doesn't depend on the load. So in the constant losses, first loss is iron or core losses. First we will discuss the first loss, iron or core loss. Simply, generally, initial days core is made with the iron. That's why this is called iron loss or core losses. But now we are using the silicon steel. That's present. But previously, before that, iron as core. Iron is used as the core. But present silicon steel. That's why iron or core loss. So these are occurred in the core of the induction machine. That's why this is called iron and core loss. Generally, these are two types in same as transformer. So first loss is the hysteresis loss. Second loss is the eddy current loss. You know the hysteresis loss and eddy current loss. What is the hysteresis loss? This is due to the BH curve. The change in the magnetic field doesn't affect the same change in the dipoles. That's why it gets the loss. Next, eddy current loss. Due to the conductance property of the core, some eddy currents are induced. Due to that eddy currents, some power will be lost. That's why eddy current loss. So generally we have the formula for hysteresis loss. Hysteresis loss is Bm 1.6 F into V kH, and eddy current loss is Ke Bm square F square T square. If you observe here, these are only variable thing is flux as well as frequency. Flux as well as frequency, and completely these are depends on the voltage and frequency. Generally, in three-phase induction motor, the given input voltage is constant, frequency is constant. That's why these are fixed. So iron losses are called as the constant losses. That's why this name is constant loss. Next, generally, in order to control these losses, eddy currents are eliminated by the laminations. By using these laminations, we will remove the eddy currents. Laminations means taking some core, giving some parts to the integral parts to the core, then it will be eliminated. Next, hysteresis loss. Here, hysteresis loss is added silica. Silica will be added to the steel, then the hysteresis loss will be decreased. So, in order to, as well as transformer, induction machine also same as a transformer. The same principles used in the transformer are applicable in the induction machine also. The same principles, same methods are used. So this is about the iron and core losses of the induction machine. Next, mechanical losses. So name itself, these are the mechanical parts. Mechanical parts means rotor is rotating generally. In order to rotate the rotor, we are using the bearings. Wherever the bearings is laid, some of the loss will be occurred in the bearings. Due to that, mechanical loss is occurred in the bearings. So that's why mechanical loss is also constant loss. So it is not vary with respect to the load. Yes. Next, see, brush and frictional losses. Brush and frictional losses. Generally, where the brushes are used in the squirrel cage induction motor, there is no external resistance. Squirrel cage, there is no need of external resistance. We are not adding. So we are not adding. So that's fine. There is no slip rings. But in slip ring induction motors, the function itself, we are adding the external resistance. In order to add the external resistance, we have to use the slip rings. That's why in order to apply the slip rings, to supply the slip rings to the rotating part, apply the external resistance to the rotating part, we have using the brushes. So wound rotor consisting of the brushes. So brushes, due to the brushes, loss will be occur. And so these about the brushes and frictional losses. Frictional losses is occur due to the brushes simply. And we have a point. That point is mechanical and brush and frictional losses are zero at starting. Generally zero at starting. By increasing the speed, these also increases. But we can name it as a constant losses. By increasing speed, these also increases, but speed will be slightly varied. That's why it is a constant. These losses are about the constant losses. So generally constant losses are three types. One is iron loss, another one is the mechanical loss, third one is the brush and frictional loss. Next loss is the variable loss. Name itself represents variable loss. So simply by varying, if the load is increases, torque increases, current value increases. Current increases means input current increases. Input current increases means rotor current increases and input current I1 increases. I1 increases means wherever the current is increases, automatically copper loss also increases. Why? Copper loss is nothing but the I square R loss. That's why copper loss is also increases here. So this is the phenomena behind the variable loss. So this is the phenomena behind the variable loss. Okay. So copper loss, Variable loss, another name is the copper loss. Stator, rotor are made with only windings. Stator and rotor are made with the windings. These windings are made with the copper. So every copper having the resistance R. So that's why copper loss is, name it as the I square R loss. I square R loss. And by varying the load current will also varies. This loss also varies. It is called the variable loss. That's why it is called as the variable loss. Understand? This is also called as the variable loss. So copper loss, variable loss is the only copper loss, but constant losses are the core loss, frictional loss and windage loss, mechanical losses, but variable loss is the only copper loss. So these are about the losses included in the three-phase induction motor. For three-phase induction generator also these losses increases. If you compare with the transformer and the three-phase induction motor, there is no mechanical losses and frictional losses. There is no rotating part. That's why we are not using. And now we will discuss about some points of these powers. Generally, electrical power input to the stator. We are giving the electrical power to the stator is the electrical power. This is the P in means input power. That is root 3 into VL into IL into cos phi. P in input means VL means line voltage. Why we are writing this line voltage? Like generally we have in three-phase system two types of magnitudes. One is line magnitude and phase magnitude. We can use phase magnitude also. For the phase magnitude, it will become root 3 times, not root 3 times, 3 times. 3 times V phase I phase into cos phi. V phase I phase into cos phi. Right. And so after giving some input, rotor will get input. Rotor input is nothing but total input minus stator losses. Why? We are giving to the input to the stator. Stator have some loss. So by removing the stator loss from the input power, we will get the rotor input. Generally, here also PC is named as rotor copper loss. Rotor copper loss. Rotor made with the copper. Rotor windings are made with the copper. That's why rotor have some copper loss, and rotor copper loss is 3 into I2 square into R2. What is I2 here? I2 is rotor current. I2 is rotor current. What is R2? R2 is rotor resistance. Rotor resistance. Y3, 3 phase. This is the 3 means 3 phase system, 3 phase windings. That's why we are adding 3 here. So rotor has some copper. Rotor has a copper loss. We are not concentrating the rotor iron losses because it consisting of the slip times of frequency. Slip times of frequency means very low frequency. That's why the is also very low. That's why PC rotor copper loss is equal to 3 times of I2 square R2. So finally, the mechanical power developed is rotor input minus rotor copper loss. From the input, by removing the loss, we will get the output. That is the mechanical power. But this is not output. Output is mechanical power developed by mechanical losses. Mechanical losses. So then the output is, name it as shaft power or output power. Shaft power or output power. First we are giving to stator, and we have rotor inside here. This rotor is connected to some another thing. So this is the final power. This is the final power. Okay. This is the power shifting from input of the stator to the output of the mechanical power developed. This is the power shifting. Okay. Next. Now we will entering into the efficiency. Already in transformers we already discussed the efficiency. What is efficiency? Efficiency is input power by output power. Input power. But we have two things. One is stator. After that we will give the supply to the rotor. Rotor to output. So rotor is a separate part. We will analyze the rotor part also. That efficiency of the rotor is output of the rotor by input of the rotor. Output of the rotor is nothing but rotor consisting finally rotor consisting of this gross mechanical power developed finally. Gross mechanical power developed. And rotor will take some input from the stator. Rotor will take some input from the stator. That's why rotor output means gross mechanical power developed and rotor input is PM. Yes. So gross mechanical power represents with the PM and rotor input is the P2. Rotor input is the P2. Then the efficiency of the induction machine the efficiency of the induction machine output of the final output and input. What is output? Power developed at shaft is the output and electrical input to the motor. Electrical input to the motor. So this is efficiency of the induction motor. So while we are discussing about the efficiency of the induction motor, and we can separately discuss the efficiency of the rotor, and after that we will analyze the efficiency of the induction motor, and we will analyze the efficiency of the induction motor. Okay, so this is about the losses and as well as efficiency of the three-phase induction motor.